the live's on a different one. Hopefully we'll figure it out. Sorry, I don't know what happened. We're trying to figure what? Yeah, I messed up. Hopefully everybody will be able to figure out that this is the video now. For some reason, when I hit go live, it told me I was in a different mode and the entire camera was flipped. So hopefully people can figure out that this is the live one. I actually have to switch my computer over too, so just give me a sec.
Oh, you can't read it?
No. Once it ends, it just ends. That's why it's such...
Can you delete that one?
Well, yeah, it's I think it's private, so it doesn't matter. We're gonna get started in just a minute. I know you're not on the oh, that's not the one. That's not the
Oh,
yeah,
it's
there you
this
go.
one, okay.
There you go.
Okay. Sorry.
Some technical difficulties. It's only our third time doing the live, but for some reason my phone is still the same way. I hadn't touched it at all, but when I started, it was like, what's the in portrait mode? It said, which was
so
really
turn to
weird.
go landscape, and then
You gotta mute that, please. But we're gonna wait just a few minutes to see if anybody joins this live. I know it's kind of confusing because we had now 2 other links, so some technical difficulties tonight. Hopefully we can get this situated. Sorry. Eventually we're gonna get this down to a science, and we also apologize because literally we just figured out that we were gonna go live yesterday, but I think me and Michelle decided that on Thursdays would probably work better than the weekend for us, just because there's so many moving parts and the little man, and we're trying to do activities.
well, I mean, with school ending though, I mean it's school ends soon, so
Yeah, that's true.
schedules are about to change.
With work and school kind of ending for the season. Yeah, Michelle is counting down the days. Hold on, I still need to get situated real quick. I don't even have myself pulled up here. If you are out there, please comment so I know that you are seeing this, because again, we had some technical difficulties tonight, so sorry about that. But I don't even know what I was going to say because I was just so focused on getting the live back up. Well, anyway, so tonight we're going to be going over the Behind the Fun tour, which is Carnival's exclusive tour. We've done it only one time, but we highly recommend checking it out. It was absolutely amazing. Right now it's been canceled, suspended because of obviously COVID, but once it comes back, it is such an amazing, especially if you're, a cruise fanatic like, we are. We're crazy cruise
for
people.
anybody. I mean, I want to do it again, personally.
Yeah, I want to do it on a larger ship. So we're going to get into that in a little bit. If anybody has any questions, general questions about anything, cruising, vacation, travel, whatever's on your mind, ask away. We'd like to obviously say hello to everybody. I know this was last minute, so there's probably not going to be a ton of people on here tonight, but if you have any questions, once you do get on, even after we've recorded for the evening, ask away and I can absolutely answer them. I switched the setting in YouTube. It wouldn't let me see questions after the YouTube live ended, and I could never figure out what I was doing wrong, and I finally switched that in the setting. It's funny because I'm flipped on this video, so but anyway, I fixed that, so now I can actually read those questions, because I felt bad the first live that we ever did. We had a bracket on the entire phone and I couldn't read any of the comments, so it was such a bad experience. So I'm so bad at technology though, but I've been learning. I've learned a ton just being on YouTube obviously for almost a year actually, which is crazy. I originally started the channel like right before the pandemic. I think it was what was it? Do you remember?
It was. I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head, but it was like 2020.
It was like maybe 2 or 3 months before everything shut down. So I put the whole thing on a pause. I was like, maybe I should just continue it, but then I was like, I don't want to just report bad news over and over and over again, because that was it. It was just like, oh, cancellations, more COVID cases. So it was just like a hot mess. And I was like, I'll just put it on pause. And then we had obviously so much credit, onboard credit, refunds, this and that I was like, all right, we'll just rebook everything, and then we'll start the channel back up once we finally get back on a ship, which of course was July of last year. So July will be a year. We're real excited. I see some people are on. If somebody can comment and just let me know that it's working, because we had some technical difficulties tonight, and I had to literally restart 3 different lives because the other 2 just crashed. But anyway, we're getting into it. If anybody has any questions whatsoever, just reach out. If we fall asleep on you, we apologize, but between little man, Rhett, our son, keeping us awake.
This is my bedtime though.
Oh yeah, literally, Michelle's alarm is probably gonna go off in like 10 minutes. I'm not even joking. Like that's the truth.
My bedtime alarm goes off.
So she goes to bed super early, but we're both up super early, obviously because of our 5-year-old. But she's got to get to work, school, work, and it's just maybe Thursdays aren't such a good day to do.
That's what we're saying.
But that's
School's about to be out. Schedules are gonna change.
Yeah, it's gonna be much different. And
I'll stay up past 8:30 during the summer.
Maybe 9 o'clock. Hey Apollo Gaming. Hello, I don't know but I told you that I'm going on the Splendor in June, and we just got news. It seems that like the port of Icy Strait has been. Oh no, I didn't hear that. Yes, I do recognize. I don't know your actual name, but I recognize Apollo Gaming. Thank you so much for joining this evening. But yeah, I have not heard that. I wonder why. I'm sure we'll get some more details, because that's going to be...
I don't remember why.
You heard that?
I did, but I don't remember why, though.
Was it just that specific cruise, maybe?
Just that port. That's one of the ones in Alaska.
Because we're going there, too, right?
No, we're not going.
Oh, really?
And
Icy Strait? I thought so.
Is
I can't remember. But
yeah, oh wait, no.
Did you have anything planned, Apollo?
That's where the zip rider is, I think.
Yeah, we are going.
We are going there. Sorry.
Yeah, we'll have to
cruising.
read up on some news, but I don't know why that was canceled. I feel like that would be on my radar, but that's terrible, because I heard Icy Strait is really...
Because everyone's excursion was canceled there, including ours. I'm going to have to look ours up and see, because we were supposed to do, if I'm not mistaken, I think that's where we were doing the zip rider, like
the extreme zip rider. So I don't know if you had anything planned, Apollo, but I'm scared of heights. I wasn't forced to do skydiving, but I was basically forced to do skydiving because Michelle is like a little crazy person as far as
adventurous.
I'm sorry. Let's not use crazy. Let's use adventurous.
Positive spins.
Yeah, she likes all the. I like some things like that, but heights are not my thing. But it was my best friend who has now skydived. I think he said 400 or 200. I can't remember. Either number is insane to me. Yeah. But I went on his first jump. Obviously, it was Michelle's first jump. They went
up together because the plane's so small. They went together.
Yeah.
And I went by myself.
Yeah, because
I'm a little braver than him.
Oh, I was literally.
No, it wasn't a choice.
I was dying, but I was like, I knew I wanted to do it, even though I'm so scared of heights. Like before something happens and I'm no longer here, it was just something that I wanted to do, and I was like, I gotta go. If my wife is going and my best friend's going, certainly now is the time. So I just ended up doing it. But the only thing I honestly remember is I forget the instrument that they use to measure the elevation as you're going up, and every time I looked at the instrument, the guy, of course we're in Playa del Carmen, Mexico, so obviously it was super legit. But every time I looked at the instrument, he would point at it and he was like, it needs to get to, well, I don't even know. It was like
I don't know.
15.
10,000, but that could.
It was like 10, 15,000 feet. And I keep looking at the instrument, looking out the window. I'm like, guys, we're high enough. Like, I was freaking out. So glad I experienced it. We'll never do it again. You were going on the ropes course. That's awesome. I think that we saw that and we were actually debating that or
Yeah, because there's an adventure park, but when we booked it, I believe, and I could be mistaken.
We looked at.
There was like Zip Rider, Adventure Park, both of them, but that one was sold out, so we just did the Zip Rider.
And we looked at literally like every excursion that all the ports had to offer because this is like a 3 to 5 year like in process like trying to get to Alaska, so we really wanted to make sure like we did research and tried to pick like some of the best excursions. So but we were debating on so many, and it's like, and that's one of the reasons why we did the back-to-back, because even though we're going to, was it one or two different
It was supposed
stops?
to be one of the reasons we're doing back-to-back. It's 2 canceled cruises that, we're just making this best cruise ever. Like,
Well,
so originally it was only supposed to be a 10-day, but then your 2020's big trip was Alaska, that got canceled. 2021's big trip got canceled, so we just kind of put them both together and did go back-to-back.
Well,
but it does give us. Sorry.
No, I was like, and we're like, we're paying for the flights to get over to California. We might as well make the most of it, use all the credits we have, because literally all of the onboard credit that we had from all the canceled cruises is paying for nearly, 70% of our shore excursions, which, and some of them, like, we're doing a helicopter
and
glacier trek, and it was so expensive, and the onboard credit paid for it all, otherwise we wouldn't have been able to do it. So it's going to be really, really cool, really fun. But I don't understand why Icy Strait was doing that. I'm thinking we could cancel the no port day because Sitka and Soundware are all right there, meaning we definitely could. Yeah, I mean, if they could add something in, that would be great. I mean, the whole purpose of going on an Alaska cruise is definitely the destination, so hopefully they can replace it with something or make it worthwhile. But maybe it's just that one cruise, or you said they canceled yours specifically too, right?
Yeah.
So I guess they are skipping that port altogether. It was Panorama, he said. I think. Oh, sorry, I got them wrong. Anyway, if anybody has any questions, statements, go ahead and comment. We'll read them off as we go through the Behind the Fun tour. June 7th. Ooh, that's coming up quick. You got your countdown is less than ours. Jealous. Ours is, so technically the cruise is 56 days, but we leave in 53, I think, because we're doing a couple days in California, San Francisco.
We gave ourselves a couple days. I mean, I wanted to go to spend some time in San Francisco anyway.
Yeah.
But we wanted to give ourselves a couple day cushion.
Well, yeah, because all the flights were getting canceled. I haven't heard much since about a couple weeks ago. It's
not like we could hop in a car and...
Yeah, with all the other... Well, our whole thing is, like, we always get to or near the cruise port at least a day in advance, because no matter if we're driving or flying, it's just, that's how we work the schedule. Because, hey Kathy, how are you? Awesome for you to join. Love having you here. Kathy comments all the time. Really, really appreciate it. But like I was saying, we always get to the area like a day before, because you never know what's going to happen. And I always feel so bad for, people, especially with the flight situations or car, traffic, accidents, flat tires. You never know what's going to happen. And like, you wait so long to, vacation and have a great time, and the last thing you want to happen is something like that. So we just factor in that extra day, like, just automatically. Like, if we can only do 7 days of vacation, then we're only looking at a 6-day cruise, and like vice versa, because we don't want to be those people, especially with our 5-year-old now. Like that would be horrible to explain like why we couldn't get on the ship. It would be bad enough if one of us tested positive this last year, which we've been sweating bullets. Like, not that any of us have felt sick, but like just to think that we get there, he's all excited. I mean, it would be devastating for us, but let alone like breaking the news that one or all of us or whatever tested positive. But luckily, how many we've done. Quite a bit since it restarted, and luckily we've been good every time. So seven since the restart. So
go to the sourdough shop in San Fran, so we'll have to go there.
Sourdough, okay.
Yeah,
so where do you know where we're staying again? We're near
Fisherman's Wharf. That's all. That's the
near
area.
Pier 90.
It's near the pier. A lot of other cruisers said they stayed there, so that's why.
Is it I want to say is it a Hilton or I can't remember what it was,
remember.
but we booked it like months ago.
Yeah, it was a couple other people said they were staying there or have stayed there, so we just kind of picked it. We needed a place.
We still need a place for after the cruise. We have to stay 1 day, not by choice. We were actually planning to leave the day of, but to get back to Myrtle Beach, like.
There was
The
like
flight.
5 a.m.
I don't think
flight,
any of the flights would have worked because they were all leaving like super early, so we didn't have a choice. We just had to
like
stay.
5 a.m. or leave at midnight.
Yeah.
So we're like, we'll just get
Yeah.
a hotel, spend the night, and spend the day. Kathy asked where little man is.
He's
sleeping.
in bed. He's got school for 6 more days,
Next Friday's
and
his
then
last
we'll
day.
probably keep him up next Thursday. So we're doing a live again next Thursday at 8. I'm not setting it up, so there won't be any technical difficulties, I don't think. It's going to be with Lovey's Fat Life, which we've got to know a little bit over the last couple of weeks. It's pretty exciting because this is the first other channel that really has reached out to us as far as, wanting to just talk and get to know each other. So that's going to be really exciting. They're also, cruisers. They've got barbecue channel and all that. So it'll be cool to get to know them. It's Mike and Michelle, I believe is their name. So Michelle, that'll be easy. But we're looking forward to that. And we might keep Red up for that since his last day is Friday and last day of school. He's in pre-K too, so it really doesn't matter too much. But yeah, he's in bed by his alarm goes off at 6:50, and he's in bed by 7 or a little after. But he'll be joining the lives. He loves to talk to people. But if there's nobody on the other end, like he's used to. Especially during the pandemic and everything, he's used to FaceTiming, especially like her family from up north, and of course I have family up north, and then my parents who live down here. But he's always FaceTiming, so it's when somebody's just on the phone or he's like looking at himself on the phone, he acts so much like different than if somebody's on the other side of the screen. So. Oh, your grandson graduated pre-K on Monday. That's amazing.
Oh, congrats!
What's his name?
Fast.
Is he must be 4 or yeah.
Well, at least here we start at 5.
Yeah. So Rhett's he says he doesn't want to go to kindergarten, but I think he's excited and he's not excited. He used to go to this daycare that he had a lot of friends at, and then he got into pre-K and. Like, he misses the friends, but he hates change, too, and he calls his teacher does he
Tommy,
say?
he's 5.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Funny.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
love
really
it.
good
My
name.
best friend's name is Tommy, too, so that's awesome. But does he call his teacher his girlfriend, or what does he say?
He
Yeah.
did.
And he colors pictures for her, and he stuffs them in his backpack. Like, we saw him do it, was it last night? He was coloring a picture, and me and Michelle were sitting on the couch like we are now, and we see him coloring, and he not crumples it up, but he like rolls it.
like he's gonna put it in
Yeah.
the envelope. Like,
And so I thought he was gonna like give it to like one of us, and Michelle, and I'm like looking at him, and then all of a sudden he gets like real quiet, and he starts like sneaking off, and he puts it in his backpack, and he gave it to his teacher. It's amazing. But anyway, ask away with questions. Love the comments. We are going to get into the tour just a little bit. If anybody's been on the tour, let us know. I was actually going to do a video about this by myself the other day, and I was talking to Michelle, kind of gathering some information, because it's a tour that you can't bring any cameras, any videoing, like nothing. So it's kind of weird because I'm so used to, taking pictures and videoing everything, and like I was trying to remember what I saw and who we interacted with, and I was having a difficult time because there was nothing to recollect. And so I started talking to Michelle about it, and she remembered a few things that I didn't, and I was like, well, maybe we should just do this together. And she obviously was so for it. That's a lie. No, but she was mildly excited about talking about it, maybe. But anyway, I have some notes on here. Michelle's gonna read comments because I gotta switch screens real quick.
Okay.
If I can find them.
Too cute. They love their teachers. They do love their teachers. I mean, they spend a lot of time with them.
When I was in,
it's good when they love their teachers.
When I was in kindergarten, my mom always told me I had the same teacher for kindergarten and first grade, because I guess she just moved grades or whatnot. And my mom would always say that like I had the biggest crush on her, because every time I would run up, give her like the biggest hug, not let go. I would do the same stuff, like color pictures and this and that. But yeah, it's funny. I'm glad he has so much fun at school, but he is gonna miss his teacher. So
stuck with us for the next couple of weeks. Poor kid.
Alright, so the behind the fun, let me know if anybody's actually been on this tour. Michelle's going to read comments as we go, and we'll kind of pause. We're going to go probably for, another 30-35 minutes or so, and then we will be done. Nobody wants to hear us talk for too long, especially unplanned talk. But the first part of it is just going to be a little bit of just information, and then the next part of it will be kind of like what me and Michelle remember or whatnot. I did see a question come through.
She said, Michelle, are you a teacher? I am, Kathy asked. I'm a sign language interpreter, so I work for the school system for now.
Yeah.
So I do work in the school system. I've been doing that 10 years, 11 years, 10, 11 years. So I've been in the school system that long. I love it, but I am very ready for summer break.
As I'm sure everybody that works in the school system
teachers,
is.
all of us, we're so ready for summer.
Yeah.
Parents are not, but the teachers are.
No, there's gonna be a lot of beach and pool in our near future.
Yeah.
Which I don't understand what happened in South Carolina today. I don't know where you guys are all from, but it went from like 3 days ago being like 50, 60 degrees, which is cold for this time of year for us, to like 90? We broke the record today. It was like 92, 93 degrees in Myrtle Beach. We're right outside of Myrtle Beach, just south of that. And South Carolina weather is just crazy. It's like a switch. It's like there's either extreme, well, I won't say extreme cold for us, or extreme heat. There's no like middle.
Extreme cold for us is like 50 though.
Yeah. I literally, if it gets to 50, I have the heater going in my car. I'm from up north originally, but we've been down south now for, 15 plus years. So my body is definitely accustomed to, the south at this point.
So we do have a question. How is doing a back-to-back with kiddo? My son, who will be 12, and I are doing a back-to-back on the celebration. Oh, that'll be fun.
Oh, that's amazing. Is it it's not the inaugural cruise, right? It's probably right after that, but that is absolutely amazing. So we did his first back-to-back was our first back-to-back, which was the Horizon, and honestly it was amazing. Like, that was one of our favorite like cruises, like a combined cruise. We had Donkey, the cruise director, the same crew, like everybody just, I mean, they were so special to him, and he had friends wherever he went. Like me and him would grab breakfast in the morning. Michelle would go to the gym, do her thing, grab specialty coffee, and like every employee would come up to him every morning to see if he's okay, if he needs anything. Like if they saw he was getting low on cereal or milk, they wouldn't even ask. They would bring more, and it was just really special. And like we didn't tell him that he was gonna stay on for the next cruise until we
said we had to get off the ship.
Yeah,
that was where like
so
we're
we
getting
were a
off
little
the ship
evil.
Saturday. We were honest. We did not lie. We had to get off the ship.
We did have to get off.
But
the
we
ship.
never said we were going home. So we were honest. We never said we were going home.
So we didn't tell him until literally we were off the ship, though. Right?
We were off the ship, and then.
And so it was funny. We actually got the reaction of him, but like we're trying to tell him that we're gonna go literally right back on the ship, and you know how when you're getting off, when it's debarkation day, they're loading the ship up, they're gassing it up, and there's trucks and supplies everywhere, and he was just infatuated the whole time about the trucks. Like we were trying to tell him that we're going back on the ship, and he didn't hear it. He was just looking at the trucks.
He was like, look at that.
But once he finally realized, I mean, he was just all lit up in smiles. And I mean, we even after the second cruise, because it was 14 days in total, it was an 8 and 6. And even after the second cruise, you know, we would have stayed on as well. But we're a little crazy as well.
So there's some more.
Okay.
So he went on the Mardi Gras, the sailing before us, this past one. And you got off the ship at 9, and people were already waiting to board.
We got
We've
there
done
pretty.
that when we were younger and we drove through the night. We would get there early just because there's nothing else to do. Like
Well, yeah, we didn't
get
stay in a
there.
hotel back then.
We just
literally would
drive
just drive
overnight.
late and then just stay up. But that was in our
I can't
much
do that
younger
anymore.
days.
I could not.
Yeah, now that would be that was just me and her too,
Yeah.
so we could never do that. But we got to the Mardi Gras. The last one was a little late, but that's because there was an incident the night before. The other two, I think we got like 10:30. But that was our
boarding
check-in
time. We always try
time,
to get
yeah.
our check-in time.
So-
Try to go there around our check-in time.
I think the first two on the Mardi Gras, we were on the ship by. The first one was 12, and the second one I think was like 11:15. It was really early.
Okay, so not going on the celebration over spring break.
Oh, very
A
cool.
week just the two of us, then a week with 6 other family members. That'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, celebration looks beautiful. I don't know if you've seen like the design work and everything, but the
That's the
celebration
Miami.
is the Miami themed one. I really, really appreciate that they're because that's the home port. Like they're just involving that scene of Miami into the decorations and the different venues. It's gonna be really special.
So Rick and Vicky sailed with us on the Adventure of the Seas.
Oh,
That's pretty
hey.
cool.
Hey, Ricky.
Nice to see you. That's
Rick
really
and
cool.
Vicky. I almost said Ricky and Vicky. That's amazing though.
That's so
Did
cool.
we meet them though? I can't remember if we. It's been a little while ago.
I mean, there were only 1,000 people on board that ship.
We should,
Surely
yeah.
we did with Rhett. I mean, he meets everybody.
You have Rick and Vicky. I'm sure if you're still here. I'm sure. I mean, that was such a weird cruise. I would imagine that wasn't your first cruise, but for us, it was an absolute just ghost town. Like there was moments where I'd walk 15, 20 minutes and there would be nobody to interact with, like crew, other guests, nobody. But it was really cool. Definitely different. It was a process to get there for sure too.
Yeah.
All right, are we caught up on the comments?
Okay, so yes.
All
A
right.
little bit behind.
You're good. Yeah, there's a little bit of a delay in the chat. That was one of my favorite cruises ever. Yeah, it was amazing. It was so relaxing because like you didn't have to fight for chairs, loungers. I mean, the staff was so excited to see people again, to be able to work for the first time, and all of us were just excited.
Which happened to be at
Because
sea.
it was, I think during that Adventure of the Seas cruise, and correct me if I'm wrong, but that was July. Obviously, Royal Caribbean hadn't started up yet in the U.S., and I think while we were on the cruise, Carnival literally just started up. So it was like basically the first maybe 1, 2, maybe 3 cruises back, but it was just so cool. It was special. It was our first time on Royal Caribbean too, which was neat. We've done many of Carnival cruises, but always wanted to go on Royal Caribbean. Finally had a reason why to make that switch, or not the switch, but to try them out. But it was fun. We'll do. I mean, we're here for cruising. Any other?
We're good.
All right, cool. So let's talk a little bit about Behind the Fun real quick, and we'll let you guys comment. We'll catch up to them in just a minute. But Behind the Fun tour, again, this is a Carnival Cruise Line only tour. This you have to book as soon as you get on the ship. As soon as the excursion desk opens, or what they call the adventure, what is it called?
Carnival Adventures.
Carnival Adventures opens, you have to book it, and you can't book it beforehand. You can't use the app. You can't call. It's just exclusively on the ship. So it's first come, first serve. There's only 16 people that get to do this tour.
So go as soon as you boarded.
Yeah.
That's what we did. It was we boarded and went straight to.
I think we.
Or went as soon as it opened or something.
Did we? I feel like we booked it at the lobby desk, or did we have to wait till the excursion desk opened? Or
I know
maybe,
we did it. We did it. It was one of the first things.
It
we
was
did, so I
basically
wanted to
right
stay with
away.
it, so.
But again, there's only 16 people. I almost hit her. There's only 16 people that can get on it, and first come, first serve. They only do it once a cruise, so it's very limited as far as that goes. Now, the price, again, it has been canceled since COVID, so it's probably going to increase by the time it comes back. But the price when we did it was around $100 per person. Now, I've heard and read that this varies depending on cruise length and itineraries, things of that nature. Maybe the size of the ship as well, because obviously, the bigger the ship, the more time it's going to take to do this short excursion. So we did this. We've wanted to do it for a long time, but we did it on the Carnival Sunrise pretty much almost immediately after it got rebranded to the Sunrise. So I believe it was Destiny Sunshine, Victory Sunrise, Victory Radiance, Triumph Sunrise. I can't remember, but anyway, it was shortly after. I think it was the Triumph that became the Sunrise. We did the tour, finally got to do it, was super excited for it because we've heard all about it, and we just wanted to kind of see what was going on behind the scenes, how the ship operated, get all the little nitty-gritty information. We kind of geeked out on it, honestly.
I want to do it again,
and
it
was so worth
cool.
it too. You got to interact with different crew members, you got to see and we'll get into it in a little bit, but the very popular I-95 on the ship, which if you don't know what that is, it's basically the long hallway that runs on deck 0 and basically takes employees everywhere where they need to go. And that's why they call it I-95, because it's so busy every moment of the day, because you have employees coming and going at all times. But we absolutely love this tour. Now, again, you can't bring cameras, cell phones, any type of videoing device. They're very, very strict on this too. They search you, they pat you down, and then they do the bar or whatever. They wand you, metal detector. So they take it very seriously, which they should. I mean, you're getting, different areas where there's security concerns, of course, and health concerns, all that good stuff. Now, What's important on this tour is that there are certain areas that you can't access by elevator. So if you have certain limitations as far as walking or whatever the case is, it's probably not the tour for you. You just can't get to the areas that they need you to get to. There are certain areas you can get to. So if you still want to see, like the bridge, for instance, you might be able to do that. But there are, yeah,
because it's very. You have like your tour. I believe she was an HR woman. You have your tour guide at the front of the group, and then you have the security guard at the back of the group. So I don't know if they would let you veer off. I mean, it's very secure. So I don't know if they would let you only go to certain parts. I just. That's a good question for one of guest services.
Yeah. And then as far as minimum age, you have to be 8 years or older to go. And obviously guests under 18 needs to be accompanied by a parent or guardian. Again, limited to 16 people. We already said that. Now, the tour guide is the onboard training director. Something like that.
Someone from HR.
It's somebody that does all the training on board, which again we'll get to in a second. It was really cool to see that certain part. Now, places that we visited. Do you want to start with like your favorite or?
The bridge, of course.
Oh yeah.
The bridge, easily.
So the bridge was absolutely amazing. We got to interact with not only the captain, but the officers. The cruise director was there that day. We got pictures. We're going to show you a couple of the goodies that we got. I also have some questions for the chat after we're done with this as well. Just a few questions because we did questions our first 2 lives, and I figured it would be nice to get to see what other people like and enjoy. So we'll get to that in a second. But one of the other really cool places was the main theater. So obviously you can go to the main theater whenever, but we were brought back behind the curtain.
Backstage.
Yeah, backstage. We'll call it that. Listen, you.
We went to where they have she did her makeup, and she had all of her costumes.
Yeah, it was really cool, and we got to talk to her and
performer,
how
dancer,
many
singer. I don't remember what she.
I think she was both.
Probably.
She had all her wigs and different dresses, and they were getting ready to just do their practice or whatever for the day. But it was really cool to just go up and see what they're working with, because the space was just tiny. It was basically a long closet. It was a deep closet.
It was not a walk-in.
I think they
they
fit maybe 10 to 12 people in that place. I don't know how they did it, but it was really cool to see that. Some other places that we got to see was the storeroom, which I could just live in there. Yeah, the storeroom. It was my favorite part was the refrigerator section, because you get to see all the amount of alcohol that these cruise ships hold is absolutely mind-boggling. You think to yourself okay, they have to have a good amount, but the amount that they have,
it's unreal.
You could drink for
learning
a year,
learning
and
about how they. No, because it's not a year, but just learning about their processes, and they have this storage room, and they have all these pallets, and then they tell you all right, when we get to a port, this is what we do, and then this, it's a well-oiled machine. They've got it. They've got it
down to a science. Absolutely.
And it's cool because you don't think of that when you're sailing, but it was cool just to learn about it all and everything that gets put into it.
Absolutely. And then we visited the laundry room, which doesn't sound exciting at all, but it was amazing to see not only the huge washers and dryers, massive. They look they're bigger than wells. They're absolutely insane. But we saw a couple of the crew members folding the sheets and everything, and it was so cool to see how fast they are, and obviously they've done it probably millions of times, but the the quickness and just, I mean, they were so happy too. They're just talking, laughing, singing like little songs and stuff. So that was awesome to see. Again, it doesn't sound interesting, but it is.
And
Yeah.
every little room or every department, I guess, that you go to, you do get to meet like the manager or an employee, and they'll kind of explain what they do on the day to day.
Yeah.
Cool.
So they give you the rundown of the different departments and things like that. Another really cool area was the crew mess hall and the crew bar. It was kind of like almost the same area on the Sunrise anyway. I know on other ships it's, obviously different, but to see what they eat, which they just revamped. If you didn't know, they revamped some of the employee or the crew like food options to like boost morale and stuff like that, which is really cool. But the crew bar, it was really fun. Like they had all these different games and pictures of like everybody from past cruises, and like people hadn't been there in years, but they still have like all their pictures up, which was really, really special to see. Then they also had the crew gym, which
they have a tiny gym they can.
Which you go to the gym frequently. Can all the crew use the upstairs gym, or is it just certain people, or you're not sure?
I'm not sure. I don't know if there's any truth to this. I did hear somebody talking about so the gym on the Mardi Gras opened at 7 a.m. and somebody had said before 7 a.m. that's like the crew time. So I don't know, maybe the Mardi Gras didn't have a crew gym, and maybe they just had certain hours. Because I don't remember it ever being open at 7. I thought it opened earlier. I could be wrong. And I just heard another cruiser saying that they walked in before 7 a.m. and realized it was all crew working out. So I don't know. But on the Sunrise, it was a very, very tiny gym that they But it had all the, it was a very nice gym, but it was very tiny. It had the basics. It had the... we saw it through like a little window. We didn't really get to walk in.
I know they had like dumbbells and barbells.
Yeah, they had a weight section.
Nothing too crazy, but
I don't. Now I'm trying to think of the gym for us on the Sunrise.
But the gym is so funny. I always have these huge aspirations. I always pack all my gym stuff. I'm like, I'm gonna go to the gym every day, and then I get on the ship and I'm like, I'm gonna go every sea day, and then the sea days come like. Maybe next cruise.
Everybody goes the first sea day. Everybody goes the first sea day. And then it just dwindles down.
Then
I'm the only one there.
Yeah. Then I get home and all my gym stuff is absolutely clean, and then I just put it right back in the dresser.
Kathy asked if the crew can use the casino.
I don't believe so, but I honestly don't know. I don't know that, Kathy. I'll find out.
I don't think I've ever seen somebody gambling, because I've seen crew out and about, like in the bars and stuff. But I wonder about gambling. That's
they definitely can go to the bars, but we have several crew friends through social media, so we'll send them a chat and see.
Yeah.
I mean, my initial thought is no, but who knows? I mean, yeah.
They like hit the jackpot.
They hit the jackpot and they're like, peace out, drop me off at the next island. Good luck. Alright, some of the other areas, the crew training area, this was really cool. And you had some things that I forgot about that was said in the crew training area, like, what was it? That they try to pair them or whatever?
Oh, I just remember them talking about the cabins and the roommates, and that, like if people are dating or married or whatever, that they do try to room them together. And then somebody did ask, like, well, what happens when they break up? And she was just like, well.
And that's why you shouldn't date a coworker, right? One thing
That's the one thing.
One thing I did, I think the gate, I can't remember where I got this from, but this is, I don't know if you guys can see it, but this is like from August of 2019, so that was when we went on the Sunrise. It's all crumpled, unfortunately, but this was the crew activity calendar, so it was really cool to see kind of like what they had going on for the month. So like, you probably can't read it, so I'll just read a couple, but like, they put on here like what days they get paid, so they get paid every other week. They have like beach volleyball on certain days, thermal night, which I'm not exactly sure what that is, but that sounds cool. Oh, it's actually in the spa, so maybe they meant the thermal spa pool or whatever. Then they said the best night on this was the crew talent show. It was absolutely amazing, and they looked like that's the night that they circle and highlight like every calendar because like apparently some of the crew just have amazing talents, and obviously because they're so hardworking.
Blackjack's tournament crew lounge, so maybe they can't use the casino,
So
but they have their own
otherwise.
little crew bingo, liquid lounge, admin. Wow,
Fitness
yeah.
classes, crew karaoke, neon party. Listen,
so they do have certain things in lounges.
Their
so
calendar is packed. It's almost
really,
better than the fun.
They have a neon party.
That's what I just said.
That's so yeah. Wow.
I haven't actually
Karaoke.
looked at it since.
I
the
didn't
last
even know
time.
we had this. I didn't. That's pretty cool. We do have a question about what is our favorite thing on the Mardi Gras.
So, what's yours? And I'll say mine.
That's a tough one.
What comes first?
Grand Central.
Grand Central.
But oh no, Summer Landing.
So Grand Central.
It's a tough one.
Hey, Caps man, how are you, man? Thanks for joining tonight. So Grand Central. I don't know if you've been on the Mardi Gras, but the Grand Central area is absolutely amazing. Now, the one thing I do want to say is I do miss the atrium on other ships because when you walk into the Mardi Gras, you walk into like a wall and like there's not.
You turn left.
It's not. It doesn't have the same feeling. I like the atrium, but Grand Central is right to the left, and when you're at sea and you're just walking by Grand Central, it is so amazing just to see the ocean. You have 3 floors of all glass, and all you see is the ocean rushing by. And then when you don't see the ocean, obviously you either see Destination or they transform it into, another theater where they do different Vegas-style shows, magicians. The Flying Scotsman has one of our favorite shows that he does in Grand Central. He does like the story time with dancing and singing. It was so amazing. We can't wait to sail with Flying Scotsman again. Just specifically for that show even. It was so good. But yeah, Grand Central is absolutely amazing. Summer Landing was going to be my favorite. It's basically, if you've ever been on the Vista class, so Vista, Horizon, or Panorama, the Summer Landing area is basically the Havana cabin area for those ships. So you have the aft pool, you have the water hole bar, you have food right there, bathrooms that are on the inside and are always cleaned, and then of course you have Pig and Anchor right there, Smokehouse, Brewhouse. So it's just a really great area, and for some reason a lot of people don't go there, so it's not super busy. I mean, you may have to wait for like a lounge chair, but other than that, I mean, you can grab a seat. The pool was pretty empty every time we went, and you can take some amazing photos there. So it's beautiful, and like you would think it's windy because it's on the aft and it's lower on the ship, but only on the sides was it ever windy. So if you get a seat right on, that aft by the pool, it's absolutely amazing. But there's so many things on the Mardi Gras that are just breathtaking. Like I said, we did 3 days, or 3 days, 3 cruises, 21 days total, and we were still in awe even after the 21 days. Like, we were finding new things, learning about it, so it was just, I want to go back. I mean, obviously, we've got the Celebration and Jubilee coming out within the next year and a half, so we're excited about that. The Mardi Gras is definitely a party. You've got some of the best cruise directors, in the world on that ship, and just people feed off that energy. Like, I always tell everyone, like, the number one thing that we love to do is the sail away party. because you just feed off the crew, the cruise director, the fun squad. Like, you get to meet everybody, everybody's mingling, everybody's excited.
Official start
It's
of
the
vacation.
official start. It's not the official start of vacation until you hear the horns go off that the ship is leaving port for the first time. That is when you're like truly kind of like life jacket drills over, everything's, you know, to the side. Like, now we're all going on the same journey together, and even if we have different stories, like, we're all in this together. So it's awesome. And sorry.
Did get a little. Hang on. Kathy's leaving on the Mardi Gras in 9 days. That's so
I know.
exciting.
So I think Kathy and me have been talking about the Mardi Gras and her leaving. I think it's been the first countdown was like, and correct me if I'm wrong, Kathy.
I'm gonna be so jealous. That's when summer starts for Rhett.
Oh, yeah.
I still have to work that.
But I think Kathy's initial countdown when she started commenting on the channel was like 35 or 40 days or something, and I was like, it's going to be here before you know it, and now it's a week.
I'm just excited for the piano bar. I think Eden will still be
Yeah,
on.
so Eden
I think
Parker
he's
is going to
amazing.
still be there. He is awesome. He loves Sweet Caroline, not at all. He'll play it, but it's so funny.
Awesome.
He grits his teeth when he sings it at first. It's so funny. He's such a great guy, though. So he does. So they have a really cool show on the first night on the Mardi Gras. I forget exactly what it's called, but it showcases all of the music on board. So you have, you know, the guys from Havana Bar, you have Eden from the piano bar, you have the cruise director, you have, you know, the, you know, playlist production people, you have, when we were on it was the electric violins, but you have all of the musicians on board kind of like sampling music, and they all put it together really well, and like you can just see what you like, what you don't like. We loved it all, but you can only see so much.
Too.
But yeah, so you'll see Eden for the first time. He sings Sweet Caroline, I think Jimmy Buffett, and one other song, but
he's great though.
you'll love him. He's got a really great personality, and he's just a really cool guy. Like, we're friends with him, or not friends, but we follow him on social media, and he's just a really down-to-earth guy. So definitely, the only thing is get to the piano bar early. Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult to find a seat, so I would suggest at least 20, 30 minutes early, because everybody knows that's where it's at.
He had Cookie and Kindle when he was on the Mardi Gras. Oh my gosh, I want to see all with Cookie now.
Is that Allie?
Yeah.
So we've not had Cookie, and we've not had Kindle, and we've heard amazing things. So these are the next 3 cruise directors that we need to visit. Cookie, Kendall, and Dr. E. And I don't know if you guys watch. The only reason we have watched it is because Dr. E is on it, but The Circle on Netflix, the cruise director, Dr. E, is on The Circle. And I mean, we've known him before that, obviously, but we've just never got the chance to cruise with him. But he's hilarious. He reminds me a lot of Matt Mitchum. He's got that personality and just like that energy. But we want to see Cookie for sure.
So
we want to see Kendall.
He got off 2 weeks before us, and she got off, I think, the day we got on, or the week before.
So Cookie and Kendall were on a week or 2 before we got on with Lee, which is also amazing, Lee Mason. And I don't know if he was sick, or maybe he just lost his voice, or maybe it was a combination, but they basically, from what I understand, kind of took over on a lot of the activities. So we missed that out, literally like a week or 2, but we enjoyed Lee. Lee was amazing.
He's great.
Yeah, so Flying Scotsman is probably in our top position at the moment, but we still have to explore other cruise directors.
And the captain backing up a little bit, he said one of his life goals is to take part in the Glenn Miller's Hypnosis show.
Cap, is he still performing? Because I would love to meet him. Like I said, me, him, and Michelle used to talk to each other quite a bit, and then between phone number changes and just moving and everything, we just lost track. I still have a poster, a hypnosis poster with Glenn Miller and his autograph on it saying thanks for being in the show. So I'll have to post a picture for you.
Let's see if Buster still has him.
Yeah, I'm sure. So we're real good friends with a guy named Buster Freeze, which is a stage name, obviously, but he was a piano player back in the day. Actually, the cruise that we met on. Glenn Miller, the hypnosis, and the piano player Buster Freeze were on the same cruise that we met on. And like I said, we kept up with them. We still keep up with Buster, but unfortunately, Glenn.
I don't think Glenn had social media. We're going back a little bit.
Yeah, which is fine, but we would love to catch up with him. If he's still performing, I need to get to one of his shows. I won't be in it this time, but I'd enjoy watching it.
Lee did lose his voice. April 2nd.
Yeah,
Cookie's just an amazing man. Cookie, I really, really.
We saw a couple of videos with Cookie and John Heald. I mean, I've seen a lot of videos of Cookie, but I
can't wait to see him.
He's just so much fun. He's our cup of tea. Like, if you're fun, bubbly, energetic, you just high energy, like, we love you automatically. Like, it doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, blah blah blah. Like, if you're that person, that's our people. So. Oh, pretty girl, thank you so much. Thank you for joining the live tonight. We are really excited to have you. We were talking about the fun ship tour. We'll probably finish that in just a sec, but now we're kind of just talking in general, opening it up to questions. If you have any questions, general cruise travel, anything at all, just send them out, and we'll be absolutely, happy to answer them if we can. We don't know everything by any means. I've learned, we've been on a decent amount of cruises, but the amount of just information that we've learned over the last 8 months of doing this is absolutely insane. Like, not only just cruising wise, but like editing and all this. I didn't know how to do that. I was straight into the military after high school, so like all of that, schoolwork I completely forgot how to use computers, so this is all new to me again.
Brooke says, do we have any tips for Mr. Sancho's?
Oh, I love it. So, I don't know if you've been there before. If you have, or haven't, comment. But we just did our second time at Mr. Sancho's, and we've done Playa Mia on Royal Caribbean, and it was really fun as well. It's very similar. I think Playa Mia is right before Mr. Sancho's, but I would say Mr. Sancho's is our favorite at this point. I mean, the service is absolutely amazing. I mean, I don't know if you've watched any of my videos about Mr. Sancho's, but like literally, if you have your server or your bartender and they see that you're running low on like a drink or chips or guacamole, like they will run like the Road Runner.
They don't even ask if you want it. They bring it to you.
Oh, they just pour like you're like, you will drink this, you will eat this. But like, I tried to get it on video like 3 or 4 times, and every time I bring my phone up, like they'd already be done running because they'd be so quick. But,
with a tray full of food.
Oh yeah, with
not just running.
No, yeah, not just like, but like booking it with a tray with like drinks, food, everything. But the service is so great there. The facility
beautiful.
Is so clean. The amount that you're paying, like, I mean, it may be on par with some of the other, excursions, but I think it's honestly cheaper. I mean, you have to, but yeah, I mean, you have to factor in tip. You have to take a taxi there, so I think it was like $15 each way, so that's another $30. Now you can get, with other people that are doing Mr. Sancho's, which is one tip I would.
More because when we went with a group,
they do,
but it's
$50.
Still, but we had a group. We had a big group, and I think it was $50 each way. And when it was just us two, it was $15.
Yeah.
So it's per person.
But it equates to be a little bit less.
It's not.
But yeah, if you can find some friends that are going to Mr. Sancho's, I would suggest that's the way to go. But you're gonna have such a great time. So I mean, we just did the all-inclusive last time. The time before that, we did the all-inclusive
With
and the water pass or water sports pass or whatever, and we did the inflatables, which we have a video. Oh my, it's so. I'll have to post it. I have to ask permission to post it because it's another best friend that we actually met on a cruise. Him and his wife, and we brought all the kids and. There's this big iceberg. It's probably, I don't know, maybe 10 feet in the air, maybe a little bit higher than that. But you climb this big inflatable iceberg, meant for, adults or teenagers. And his wife was recording this video, and he's like trying to, not like show off, but he's like, look, I'm gonna, jump off and make it epic. And as he's like jumping, like I think he tried to like bounce off of it like a trampoline, and instead of like bouncing off and jumping into the water, he literally like tumbled down the entire iceberg. It was the funniest thing ever. And then his wife, after the cruise, decided to like edit it in slow motion with like all the laughter, and it's so great. But yeah, whatever you do in Mr. Sancho's, you'll love.
She has not been. It's our first cruise to Mexico, going with family.
Oh,
we went with our group. We had 3 families. Kids, Rhett would have been 2.
Yep.
To like 8, maybe 8, 9. So we had a group with kids 2 to 8. We had a great time, and then we went back, just the 2 of us. And the taxis are the easy to find.
Oh yeah. So there's signs once you get into Cozumel. You're most likely going to port at I call it the main port area, which is right outside of Three Amigos and Fat Tuesdays. You have you walk through your shopping center. You have all the shopping plaza, but you have signs that basically point you to this taxi stand. It's maybe a 5-ish minute walk, 5 to 7 minutes.
Once
but
you get there, it's just
there's taxis lined up. They have, from what we were told, a Cozumel Taxi Union, which they control all transportation on Cozumel as far as taxis go. So you can't get there. Mr. Sancho's can't basically provide their own transportation service to Mr. Sancho's. Now you could technically rent a Jeep or something and do it that way, but just get a taxi. It's quick, it's easy, and
we got right in.
It's inexpensive.
I mean, we walked right up and you get right in there.
Yeah, just make sure that you do the reservations because they do sell out. I don't know if you have a reservation. I assume you do, but definitely get the reservation because they sell out all the time, and once they're sold out, their doors are closed. They won't accept anybody else.
And they won't. The taxi driver asked us before we got in if we had a reservation, and then when you pull up to the gate, they ask you again if you have a reservation. Because it would sting to take your taxi all the way there just to get turned away.
Yeah, that would be horrible. But anything you do in Cozumel, we got married in Cozumel. We've been there at least 10 times or more, and we just love it. It's awesome.
We love it there. But yeah, your whole family will have a great time. I mean, there's something for everybody. If you just want to sit on the beach, you want to.
Oh yeah, relax.
There's something for
relax.
everybody.
You can sit in the shade. You can go in the pool. You can have the fish spa where the fish eat is it the dead skin of your feet?
there's a whole bunch. But there is another question.
Oh, sorry.
Alright, so Pretty Girl said, would you cruise with your kids if the kids club were not open? My son is 4. Is the cost of the cruise worth the price if you could have used the kids club?
I would say yes if I assume he or she is potty trained at 4. You can't ever assume, but
we did 6 cruises without the camping.
Yeah, and so we had a great time.
100%.
I mean, there's definitely moments that were frustrating. Don't get me wrong,
it's
but
a different cruise.
Overall, it was still absolutely amazing. I mean, we spent a lot of time at the water park. I would imagine. I mean, I don't know if you're booked on a cruise currently, but I would look at one of the ships that has a larger water area, a larger waterworks area. Definitely, obviously main pool, aft pool area. They have the life jackets, so they can wear that to swim a little bit. The water is kind of cold, but
The 4-year-olds
but they don't
feel
care.
it. Not like 4-year-olds don't feel it, but there's.
But the waterworks area is honestly the key there. Like they play with that all day long. That's all Rhett did on.
And he did, and bring a stroller. I mean, even at 4, even if they don't nap at home, we still bring a stroller, and he still does nap because either we're up, we're out, we're doing all day. He's done, like he's exhausted, so he will still nap in his stroller. So just bring a stroller.
Yeah, bring a stroller.
Yes, fully potty trained.
Good.
So
Yeah, it's gonna be a different cruise, but I mean,
Bermuda.
it's still gonna be a lot of fun. You just gotta enter it with, there's gonna be moments that are, a little frustrating, but overall it's gonna be a great vacation, memories, pictures, and there's still tons for them to do. So
and the crew treats them like royalty.
Oh,
the
yeah.
crew, because they miss their kids at home, they miss their nieces, their nephews. So the crew really, really, really takes care of your kids.
Plus, there's other kids too. So their camp is open now. It's open for 5 to 17 vaccinated or unvaccinated, but
everyone under 4.
Everyone,
they're all gonna be at the water park.
Anyone under 5 is gonna be out and
Or
about,
under 5,
and
yeah,
then
sorry.
a lot of the kids are still not at camp all day, so they'll have plenty to interact with and make friends and all that good stuff.
Bring stuff to entertain them.
Yep.
And then, like I said, with the staff, we bring a couple toys, and we bring the tablet. And he gets his tablet at night, and during the day, it's pretty much.
Yeah, it's just outside and hanging out and letting them play.
100% worth it with a kid. It's still a vacation. It's just a different kind of vacation. And then if you bring the stroller, that's when you get your little hour, 2 hours of your time.
Yeah, exactly. We've done a lot of them without camp, so it's.
And even if they don't nap at home, on the ship they will. I mean.
Oh yeah, I mean they're going all day in the sun, so it is. I mean I would pass out I would pass out now.
Yeah, we bring a stroller, and then I have like a little clip-on fan that I attach to the stroller because it's hot.
Yeah, it gets really hot because we always keep them on the Lido deck though too.
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions?
I think I.
You're caught up for a second. All right. So I'm just gonna read. Huh? Yeah. I'm gonna read. So we're gonna stay on for like another 10-ish minutes. We'll wrap up, but. I did want to share one other thing for the Behind the Fun tour. I know we got distracted for a minute, but by doing the Behind the Fun, not only do you obviously get all the
Kathy said I need a nap on a cruise, and you want someone to push you around in a stroller with a fan.
Absolutely.
And Brooke said he looked like he was having so much fun at the piano bar. Thanks for sharing the info. Can't wait to be there. Yes, and that's another thing too with Rhett. We bring him to do all the things. He loves the piano bar.
We get certain looks every now and then, but I mean honestly, and maybe it's just because he's our kid, but he is well behaved and he has fun, and I mean he knows if the piano player or certain people in the bar setting are inappropriate, he's not going to repeat stuff.
Yeah,
so he's been on a good amount of cruises, so he knows what to do and what not to do.
And he has his tablet with headphones. We do give him that in the piano. Again, we've been outside with him all day.
Yeah.
So
it's his time to
I think it's okay for him to have it.
compress.
It's his vacation too. He gets his tablet, he gets headphones. We get to do something we enjoy.
Yeah.
So it's balance. It's balance.
So real quick, and then we'll be finished with the Behind the Fun tour. So not only do you get to obviously do the tour itself, but they give you little goodies, and I just wanted to share real quick kind of what they offer. There's one thing that they said they offered, but we never received, which is an autograph book that gets signed by the different crew members that you see, which is really cool. We didn't receive that, but it's okay. You do get a really cool lanyard that says Behind the Fun. It's kind of banged up from me using it a little bit. And then you get a cool little wristband that I've never used, but it's cool to see. And then I haven't updated this in a while. It's got a lot of the pins that we've been on.
You just get the hat. The pins are.
Yeah, but you get the Behind the Fun hat. And then I just put the pins on it to make it cool. But They gave us 2 of these, so you get 2 of everything.
Well, you get 1 per person.
One per person.
One per
Sorry,
person.
I should have made that clear. Then you get a cool little backpack to put everything in. And then the best part of it is you get cool pictures. Now, the first picture. Hold on
This
here.
is by the crew area. The front of the ship.
Yeah, so this is on the sunrise on the very forward of the ship. These are the people that we took the cruise with, or the tour with, which was really cool. They give these to you for free. We didn't buy these. And then this is in the bridge with the captain, with the group again. And then the last one, which is my favorite photo, is just us with the captain. And there's a cool area where I guess that's how they dock the ship, but there's a all glass floor piece that hangs off of the ship, and you get to like stand on that for a minute too, which was really cool. But yeah, those are some of the little souvenirs that you get just for booking the tour to give it some extra value. But honestly, even without all that stuff, we absolutely loved it. And we'll definitely do it again. Probably a newer ship though, to see, how it's different or whatnot.
Oh, well, if it's open, let's do it on Miracle.
On the Miracle, yeah. I'm excited to go back on the Miracle. Alright, any other questions?
No, Kathy just said she'd love to cruise with Rhett, and let's make it happen. Fall for it.
Yeah, he is a ball of energy, but a lot of fun. He loves cruising. He's just as obsessed as we are, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah. It's fun to incorporate him in that, and it's fun that he loves it. Like, there's so much for him to do, and there are just so many, like, again, just cruising with them that young. There's so many ways to appease them while you're on the ship. That way, like, you can have more fun.
Yeah.
I just think of it as it's his vacation, too, so you want ice cream in the morning. Yeah, have ice cream in the morning.
Well, that only happens on the last day.
He does.
That's the
in
tradition.
The morning, he gets it on the last day.
Because
the last day he
was so. Of
he's
course,
sad to leave.
Everyone's sad to get off the ship, or most people anyway. But he gets so upset when it's his last day. He like, it breaks my heart.
He knows all the songs. He does.
He's learning them. He's learning more and more, but he's got the main ones down. He's got.
And he makes Alexa play them.
Yep. He's got Celebration, Journey. He's got of course, Sweet Caroline, Piano Man. I mean.
And he will. The amount. The more like. he just
Every
has
time
Alexa playing music all the time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It'll be like Christmas and he's playing Celebration. He's nuts though. Alright, so we're gonna wrap up. Does anybody else have any questions, statements, comments, anything like that? If not, we stayed on a little bit longer than we planned to, but we love interacting. If anybody has anything, we will absolutely answer them. Otherwise, we are going to say goodnight. We are going to be on next Thursday with Lovey's Fat Life at 8 p.m. They are hosting it. I'm going to post the link probably this weekend or whatnot, so you guys can save it. We'll absolutely love for you to join. And all his subscribers will be on as well, and it should be just a good night. You guys go. I know they're planning to ask us some personal questions, so that'll be cool to maybe get to know us a little bit better, and we'll ask them some questions. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. It'll be nice to have 2 other people too, so that way I don't have to talk the whole time. So we'll wait another sec. Oh, Kathy, it was wonderful having you join us tonight, and thank you so much for commenting on the videos. It really makes my day, our day, and I hope you have an amazing time on the Mardi Gras, and I can't wait to hear everything about it once you get back. Your likes, dislikes, all of that. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, I'm excited. A little bit jealous. So excited for
Lot
you.
of
So
bit
happy.
jealous.
So excited for you.
It's alright. Ours is not too far. Not too
Oh,
far.
I'm happy. I'm excited for him.
All right, guys. Well, we absolutely loved being on tonight. I know we had some technical difficulties at first, so I do apologize for that. We will get better. Like I said, this is only our third live, and it's only going to get better for here. Thank you so much for the support. Hopefully, we'll see you on a cruise ship in the near future. If not, in the next video. Have a great evening, everybody. Bye.